After decades of neglect, two historic Oklahoma stadiums are on their way to becoming a source of pride once again. Officials say when Taft Stadium and C.B. Speegle Stadium at Capitol Hill in Oklahoma City open next year, they will impress the home team and visitors alike.
Marshall's Cody Shields takes the ball in for a second quarter score.
Two Oklahoma City stadiums have been home to many memories for over 75 years. From countless football games to stock car racing. But after decades of neglect, Taft and C.B. Speegle stadiums are overdue for a major renovation.
We had initially looked at the opportunity to refurbish, but the cost was way higher than anticipated. Those were WPA projects, and a lot of the infrastructure was outdated. And so it became necessary to totally tear down and rebuild those stadiums. With all the great events that have taken place in those stadiums, of course you're going to have people who have special ties to certain areas, but they all agreed on one thing: something had to be done, because they had been in the stadium and they'd seen where the concrete was breaking and those things. So they all understood that something had to be done.
Construction started in August at both projects, and demolition began in September. At Taft, crews are busy bracing the 75-foot wall in preparation for demolition of the concrete bleachers.
We're tearing everything down except for the Taft wall that everyone sees. That's the first question I get, whether it's in a public forum or out on the street. What are you doing with the Taft wall? And we say we're keeping it, but everything else will be new and modern within the confines of the walls.
But we're hoping to maintain the integrity of what people have come to know as the Taft wall. The Taft wall will stay intact, but the inside of the stadium will come down. So the perimeter will be the same, and the same thing goes with Speegle. Speegle's WPA wall, the great majority of it will stay, but the inside of the stadium will be totally different. So it's kind of like the keeping with the old but having the best of the new.
Oklahoma City Public Schools are spending $11 million to rebuild Taft and a little under $8 million on C.B. Speegle, where the north bleachers and concession stand will not come down, but everything else will be new.
The biggest change will be that they're going to be artificial turf fields with 8-lane tracks, so new lighting, new press box. So that's going to be the thing that people notice right off the bat.
New bleachers for both projects, new press box for both projects. The original WPA walls will be cleaned and tuck pointed, so they'll look fresh and new. New signage, new entry gates, new restrooms and concessions, new locker rooms for the student athletes.
This is something that they experience when they go to suburban districts. Now they'll get to experience this on their home fields, and they'll have something they can be proud of.
The tent area on the field and some VIP seating down low on the track level that are shown in the renderings to get to more of a VIP experience to the person going to pro soccer games. So it's going to be just an incredibly different atmosphere when we're finished.
The 11-month projects are scheduled to be completed in the fall of 2014, in time for football season. The principal architect expects students, athletes, and parents to be blown away by the changes.
I think they're just going to be in shock, the people that used to go there and the people that used to see some dilapidated bleachers and restrooms that were, maybe from the 40s and 50s and even the 30s. All new facilities are just going to be in shock with new lighting. It's going to be a lot brighter. It's going to be clean and bright and colorful, and it's just going to be an enhancing experience for the patrons of Oklahoma City.
I mean, these are two very historic stadiums, so we want to make sure that when we open them up, it's with all that history in mind. So we want to make it a big event.
Officials feel 1 year of sacrifice for a pair of multi-million-dollar facilities that the city football, soccer, and track teams will get to use for years will be well worth the wait.